Hey, what's up?
What's that?
Oh, I don't
Oh,
know. Hey,
uh,
what's up?
what's that? Are
Okay, I
you
figured
in
it
the
out.
picture?
I had another tab open. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Are we all ready to comp today?
We are. We got lots of people waiting on us. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Straight Outta Compin, guys. We are excited to be here with you all today, and excited to comp some houses. Excited to get this done. So, uh, for those of you that are new, welcome to Straight Outta Compin. This is where we will comp your deals and tell you where you should be locking stuff up at. And hopefully, if you're in this business and you're out there making offers, we can help you put some things together so that you can make some money, which would be super fun because I love it when you guys take action, put deals under contract, and then sell them. Cool. So put your addresses in the chat, guys, and we will do our best to get through as many of these as possible in the time that we've got. And away we go. Emily, you got a house for us?
Oh yeah, we got plenty. There were people in here at 3 p.m.
Damn.
Yeah. How awesome
Um,
is that?
so some people aren't able to put their addresses in the chat. Do you know why? Frederick is saying he can't put his address in there.
Yeah, I am not sure why. I did see that. And if he's able to put a comment, he should be able to comment his address. So maybe there's some confusion there, guys. Um, all you need to do to submit a comp is just put the address in the chat and we'll call you.
Very, very weird. I'm not sure how why that's not working for you. Keep trying if you can, Frederick, because I'd love to help you out. And thanks for the $5. I'm gonna um, give it to Emily.
Thanks. Frederick, if it's not letting you put the address, you can email me at damgdesign@gmail and I'll check that Gmail and see if I get anything from you. But hopefully we can get you in the chat taken care of.
All right, are we ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, Jamil, I was thinking we should get really granular with it today. Like,
Okay.
let's pretend we're teaching a fifth grader and just really think out loud, explain everything you're doing. Because I remember last weekend there was some people are saying we're going too fast. So like, let's just slow it down and let's really just dive in for them.
Are you guys down for me to slow down? Happy to do so. That does mean that we're going to get through fewer addresses, but if it is more helpful for you guys to understand why I'm doing the things I'm doing and thinking the way I'm thinking, I'm absolutely happy to slow it down. Emily, would you bring up the appraisal rules for us?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. So here you will see the appraisal rules. These are the rules that I use to comp properties. Now, why do I use appraisal rules when we're looking at comparables? Well, the reason is that your ultimate buyer will probably fix and flip a property, and then when they flip that property and put it on the market to be sold, what ends up happening is their end buyer is going to get a retail loan. And when they get a retail loan, that property is going to be subject to an appraisal. Now, why it's important for us to understand how appraisals work is because if you're going to be telling a buyer what an ARV on a property is, that's the after repair value, then it needs to follow these rules. All right. It needs to follow these appraisal rules. So, what are the rules? Well, when you are looking at two properties, you want to try to compare properties within the same subdivision. All right. Now, again, can you break these rules? Absolutely. Right. Often, if you can't find a comp within the same subdivision, you can move outside the subdivision. But if there is a comp available in the subdivision, you can't ignore it and choose one outside of the subdivision. Okay, that's the thing that what I see new wholesalers do a lot of is they'll say, oh yeah, I can see this comp in the same subdivision that's renovated that makes a lot more sense, but doesn't actually prove as high of a value as I want it to. So instead of using this comp, I'm going to ignore it and I'm going to leave the subdivision and I'm going to go cross a couple of major roads and I'm going to go pick this other comp and I'm going to use this one instead because this makes my property worth $100,000 more. That's where you're going to make an error. Okay. And that's where your buyers are going to get disappointed with you. And maybe they'll start ignoring you because you need to, you can't ignore comps. You can't do gymnastics. Okay. I call it mental gymnastics. You can't do mental gymnastics to create value where it's not there. Now, if you're within the same subdivision, you can typically compare two properties that are within plus or minus 250 square feet. That says 200, but I've seen appraisers go up to plus or minus 250 square feet in size. What does that mean? It means if you've got a 1,250 square foot house, you can use a property up to 1,500 square feet or as small as 1,000 square feet. Okay, so as long as it's within plus or minus 250 square feet in size, you can use the dollar per square foot and extrapolate what the value is. Okay, you also have to compare properties that are of the same size, same type. Okay, so if you've got a single-story rancher, you can compare that with other single-story ranchers. If you have a two-story comp, you want to consider our house, you want to compare that with a two-story comp. So they have to be the same. You can't take a single-story property and then compare it to a two-story because a single-story will always be worth more than a two-story. Why? Because stairs lessen the buying pool of your property, and because there's lower or fewer buyers for a two-story house than there are a single-story house, that means there's more demand on a single-story house, which means its value is higher. Is this all starting to make sense? If you've got properties that are in a historic district, you have to compare it to other properties in the same historic district, not just any historic district. It has to be the same historic district. All right, now, if you are going to cross major roads, it can happen. Okay, if you're going to cross major roads, the smaller the major road, the better. Okay, and how do you know it's a major road? Typically, there's traffic lights. The rule used to be that I would prefer you time travel, so I would have preferred you use an older comp than leaving the subdivision. But with today's market shift, and Emily, we do need to make some adjustments to this document because with the market shifting the way it has right now, we only want to be using comps within 90 days. And if they're older than 90 days, we have to adjust down about 10% because the market has shifted. Okay, so if we are using comps older than 90 days, remember we have to adjust down 10% on our ARV to accommodate for the market change. Now, let's talk about some adjustments. You scroll up a little. It's very rare that you're going to have two properties that are going to be exact matches. Very rare. Unless it's a model match, you are going to need to make some adjustments. So what do adjustments mean? Well, say, for instance, your subject property is a 3-bed, 1-bath, and your comp is a 3-bed, 2-bath. You need to adjust for the extra bathroom. Or you might need to adjust for an extra bedroom, or you might be missing a bedroom, or you might have a pool and your comp may not have a pool. And so these are the way that you make these adjustments. A bedroom is worth between $10,000 to $25,000. A bathroom plus or minus $10,000. A pool is worth plus or minus $10,000. A garage worth plus or minus $10,000, and a carport plus or minus $5,000. And then, guys, if you have a property that is near either fronting, siding, or backing traffic, so that's a heavy road, or any commercial like a strip mall or a Target, you need to make adjustments for that traffic or for the commercial. Now, it's different if you are talking about properties under 500,000 versus properties over 500,000. Traffic and commercial will affect luxury properties or more expensive properties much more greatly than they will non-luxury properties. And that just makes sense, right? If you are in $1 million neighborhood, but you're on a busy road, people who can spend $1 million on a house would be way more willing to spend more money for non-traffic than they would be if without it. So that's why you got to understand that in a luxury neighborhood, if you are fronting traffic or commercial, it's going to take off about 20% off your value. Whereas if you were under 500K, it would only take off 10 to 20,000. Okay, backing takes off about $10,000 if you're under 500K, but if you're backing traffic or commercial in a luxury space, it's going to take off about 15%. And then siding traffic or commercial will take off 10K under 500,000. But if you're over $500,000, siding traffic will take off 10%. And then last but not least, guys, if you have a basement or an additional dwelling unit or accessory dwelling unit, depending on whatever you want to call it, an ADU, guest house, you only get 50% of the square foot value. All right. I see this happen a lot. New wholesalers will have a house and then they'll have a guest house in the back, and the guest house will have about 500 square feet. And then they just add that 500 square feet to the main property's square footage, and they think that that will fly. It doesn't. The maximum that an appraiser will give you for accessory dwelling unit or a basement is 50% of the square footage. Okay, so if you've got a 500 square foot guest house, you can only add approximately 250 square feet to your square footage. Same thing with a basement. If you have 1,000 square foot basement, it only adds roughly 500 square foot of extra value. So guys, keep that stuff in mind as you are doing these. But let's get to some comps, shall we?
Yeah, let's go. And I just put the download link to the appraisal rules in the chat for you guys, so you can have it while you work.
Awesome. How many people do we have joining us so far, Emily?
Over all the platforms, about 252.
Amazing. Guys, do us a favor and hit the like button as well. If you want to share this on your Facebook page and let people know about the show, it helps our algorithm and it helps people know more about Straight Outta Compin. And how cool is that, right? The more people we have on here, the more connections you'll get to make, the more potential buyers they might be able to bring to a deal. So make sure you're networking with each other in the chat, guys. Super important to do that as well, because there's a lot of good people in this community and you should get to know them all. All right, first address.
Yes, first address. We're going to start in California. Al said he made an offer of 260, but it was rejected.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Jeez. Same thing again. I got to go into my system preferences. I don't know why this keeps happening every show.
Oh, no. Okay.
So you're going to have to hang on to the people for a few minutes while I go and change this, because it's going to need me to reset.
Okay. Oh, Freddie says hi from Indy. Freddie, we got snow this weekend, huh? That was wild. Maria, yes, we will be doing Straight Outta Compin every Sunday. We're back. Michael said we need an IT guy. Yeah. We have Bobby. Bobby's usually our IT guy, but you know, Jamil's in California right now, so he's not with Jamil. Thanks for being so patient, guys. You all are amazing. And yeah, Manny said, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Let's go. Yes, my family and I, we just moved to Indianapolis. So from Arizona to Indianapolis. Quite a difference, but we're loving it. He should have Bobby in his pocket. He should. He really should. Bobby's the best. What has everybody been doing this weekend? Tell me in the chat. Are you guys like go outers? Are you stay inners? Do you hang with family? What do you do? Maria, we are live right now. Jamil is just doing some back end IT stuff, but he will be back and we will start comping. I love it. You guys sound like you have awesome weekends. The beach, Ashley, I'm jealous. Submitting offers, love that. Church, love that. Just tried a new church in Indianapolis today. It was awesome. Sharon is selling deals. Yes. Manny is staying his ass home. Sunday meal prep for the week. Yes, Lisa. Going out to meet new people, beach and friends. Lots of beach in here. I can't wait to be closer to the beach. Mark my words. Give me a
Sorry, Emily. It's just giving me a harder time than normal. So just bear with me, guys. I'm still working on this.
Okay. Staying in the house working. That's great. Luis, you can go ahead and enter your address and questions in the chat. I'm going to go from the top down. And if we're able to get to you, that would be amazing. But if not, you guys can squat up in the chat, and maybe if someone is better at comping, they can offer to help you out. The chat is a really great place to network because we do only do this once a week. So if you have a partner that can help you run comps and you guys can work together, that's a great alternative as well. So use this chat for your questions and your comps, but also network. Oh, Maria, I just saw your next question. What time for next Sunday? So we start straight out of Compin at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, you can expect us at those times. Watching Jamil YouTube videos. Smart man. Oh, Joseph, I like that. That's a good weekend. Self-growth, personal development. Oh, that's awesome. Johnny's been working with another Astra student to help a veteran get out of foreclosure. That's amazing. That's so awesome. I would love an update on that next weekend. You have to come back and let us know. Karaoke party and fighting some congestion. That's so good. What is your karaoke song, guys? Everyone has their go-to. Miriam asks, can we get the link on YouTube to that guide? Are you talking about the appraisal rules? If so, I will put it in the chat again for you one more time. Oh, Lisa said, I'm happy to help comp as well. Lisa is amazing. So if anybody needs help, you guys could squad up. Maybe you could work in her market. She could help you comp. And if you get leads, send it to her, that sort of thing.
Sorry, I'm still having trouble here. I apologize.
What is it telling you?
Well, it won't. So I have to go to system preferences and unlock Google Chrome in order for my screen to show, but Google Chrome doesn't show up in my system preferences to unlock. So I'm like trying to find where another place could be where I could unlock it, but it's not there.
Oh, shoot. Okay. If you have Firefox on your laptop, StreamYard also works on Firefox. Just a suggestion. Okay, so he left. Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe he's figuring it out. Okay, I gotta scroll down. Where's your guys's karaoke songs? Thank you guys for being so patient. Oh, Mel asked Lisa, what's your market? Everybody should enter what market they're in the chat. So then you can see who else is in your market. You guys can connect that way. So let's do that. What market do you work in? Ain't no mountain high enough, Lisa. That's a great karaoke song. I would love to see that. Girl Like You by Maroon 5. That's a good one. I love me some Maroon 5. I'm seeing a lot of Denver markets, guys. Do we have good news, Jamil?
On so I can try.
Okay, let's see. Oh, you did it.
Does it work?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
All right.
Good job.
Whew, that was stressful. All right, I'm ready.
I know, good job, but we did it. We've just been chatting in here. Okay, so do you want to expand that browser so we can just see a little better?
Yeah.
And then the first address is 82241 Oliviera Way, Olivera.
All right, 82241 Oliviera Avenue in Indio, California is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1057 square footer. Zillow's estimate on it is $360,000. Quick comps on the property show us number 1, 2, and 4 is valid. Number 2 shows us a 1,300 square footer that sold at 305. It doesn't really look remodeled. Number 4 is about 1,250 square feet, sold 2 months ago on the same road at 390, and that doesn't even look super remodeled either. So that's a good sign. All right, there's our subject. Okay, here's a pretty dated 500 square feet larger though, but it sold at 370. Let's see what else we can find as we scroll out. Here's that's from 21. That's not going to be really helpful to us at the moment. Here we've got a pretty dated home at 380, but it's from June, so we got to keep that in mind. And also look at the year build here. This looks like a newer house, 1980. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's viable for what we're doing here at the moment. This also looks to be newer construction, but I'll just confirm it. 85, yep. What's our year build? 70. Oh, this looks to be remodeled. It's from 2021 though, so don't want to use that. Ah, bingo. Remodeled, about 300 square feet larger, so we'll need to make an adjustment, and it's within 10 years. So this is our guy. So 500,000. We do have to make an adjustment for the market shift. So we'll take 50K off of that. So let's take us to 450. 450 divided by 450,000 divided by 1371 gives us our dollar per square foot. That's $328 a square foot. Now we multiply that by our subject property size, which I believe was 1027 if I 1057. Ooh, almost. 1057. That takes us to about 350, which is pretty close to what the Zestimate is. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say the 350 ARV on the conservative side. And where should you be buying that right now? I would say in Indio, you're probably safe at about 70%. So I'd be trying to lock this up between 230 and 240 if I was whoever it is that put that in there.
Awesome. And Frederick Harding, I just saw you pop up in the chat again. Go ahead and put your address in the chat and try it that way. But our next one is in Georgia, Jamil.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Address is 123 Hartley Woods Drive.
Oh, Hartley?
Hartley.
Got it. All right. We have a 3-bed, 2-bath, mean green looking home machine listed at $360,000. Price cut on October 4th of only $5,000, built in 1983. Now, these guys say this is a renovated, move-in ready home. So again, I like to think of where the mind of the seller would be in a house like this. And, you know, the seller, I would imagine, thinks this is one of the nicest houses in all of Kenesaw, Georgia. So are they going to be super motivated to give you a big price reduction? Possibly not. But what I can say is 67 days on market, this house is overpriced. Let's see by how much. 360 is the list. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1852 square footer.
Yeah, Jamil. And Daniel said that he's in negotiations with the realtor right now.
Okay. You've got a sale from February at 362. Unfortunately, they don't have photos for us to see the condition. This one appears to be remodeled. You can tell by the coloring of the house and the red door. Sold in July at 341. So that's slightly smaller, about 500 square feet smaller than our subject. So that means we would be north of 340. Here's a 380 at 1633 square feet. So that tells us we could possibly be north of 380 for an ARV. I don't want to pass Bell's Ferry Road because that looks like a major street. Here's a 406 from September. I'd be more inclined to use that because of the timing than anything else that we have on here, so that's where I'm going to call it. I'm going to call this, because we are about the same size, about 410 ARV. Now, where should you be locking this thing up at? If 410 is the ARV, I know in this part of Georgia, you're probably going to want to be at about 60% of that. So you want to be somewhere in the 240 price range. What was that listed again at? Over 100 grand over that. That kind of tells you where the mind of this seller is, not in reality. So if I'm you, I'd be wanting to offer these guys around 250. They're about 110K overpriced. On we go.
All righty. Next one, I believe, is Missouri.
Okay.
828.
You got to go to batch for that.
All righty, guys. For non-disclosures, we go over to batch leads. 828 Minnie Avenue in Kirkwood. Minnie, Minnie, like Minnie Mouse.
Kirkwood, Missouri?
Yeah.
Okay. 828 Minnie Avenue, St. Louis. Active on the market since August at 224. Batch's value estimate on it is 240. So these guys do not appear to have a tremendous amount of motivation sitting at this price since August. I mean, it's November. It is 1,014 square foot, 2-bed, 1-bath, sitting on about a quarter acre. Okay. Well, here's a really good sale. One from June, though, right? So we got to make some adjustments here, guys. So you can see this thing was listed at 349 and it sold about 20,000 above at 371. Now, I'm going to completely ignore that sale price at 371, and I'm going to go with the listing price at 350, because all of this additional 20,000 that it got bid up, that's all emotional equity. That's not real equity. All right. This is when the market was going bananas. People were overpaying. So I'm going to go back to the list price, and then I'm going to adjust 10% down from there, because that's where the market is right now. So if we were at 349, you're going to take 10% off of that. That's 34,000 off of 349. It takes us about $315,000 as an ARV. Okay. And if you're going to want to pick this up at a discount from that, which you should, in St. Louis for a 1950 build, you want to be at about 55%. So you'd be offering 175. They're listed at 225. So do you think they'd come down 50 grand? Possibly. Go and try it.
Wowie, we've got 300 beautiful people watching us, Jamil.
Hi, 300 people. Nice to meet you all.
All right, you ready for the next one, friend?
Sure am.
Okay, 1245 Southwest Bywood Lane. Bywood is one word, BYE Wood Lane.
In Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay. 1245 Bywood Lane, Southwest Atlanta. 4-bed, 2-bath. What is the size of this? It's a duplex. We don't know the size. Let's see if we can pull it up somewhere else.
Oh, we got Laura in here. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Laura. That's fun. Yeah, so no square footage, but we'll just comp it with other duplexes to see if we can get a little bit more dialed in with what we've got. So we just make these adjustments on Zillow just to show us multifamily only. And then let's zoom in on our little area here. Here's our subject. There's a duplex, but it's sold back in 2020, so that's too old for us to use. Here's one from 2021 that sold at 380. Another at 375. I don't feel comfortable using this because this is more units than what we've got. So yeah, oh, it's a duplex, but built in 2002, so too new. Here's a recent duplex that sold at 370. So this is going to be where I call it, Emily, 370K.
Awesome. Is that ARV?
That's ARV, yeah. So in Atlanta, you want to be buying that at about 55% of that. So if 370 is your ARV, we wanted to pick it up around 200K.
There you go, Teresa. Go get that bad boy.
And they're listed at 250. You got a shot. You've got a shot. Go offer them 200, 190 even. Get it done.
Awesome. All right. Next one is in Phoenix.
Okay.
3101 East Sells Drive. SELLS.
3101 East Sells Drive. 2-bed, 2-bath, 1174 square footer in the Biltmore area of Phoenix. Listed at $550,000. Been on the market 43 days. Time capsule.
Dang, Phoenix is crazy.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this, like preserved, you know?
Little periwinkle in the kitchen.
Crazy, right? Look at that red carpet. Damn.
Yeah, that is old.
I bet you
oh my God, the bathroom.
Crazy. Look at that little closet in here. That little poo closet. All right, let's see what we got. 550 is the list price. This is
Jamil, this is Heidi's comp in Astro.
Oh, cool. Hi, Heidi. This is definitely going to be one of those ones that's a scraper or an addition play. You can see here they're putting on like 1,000 square foot additions.
Jose said, when you say buy at, is that what we should get it under contract or deduct our fee and that would be the price the buyer would pay?
No, I would put it under contract at that. And guys, the buy prices that I give you approximately $10,000 to $15,000 to add on top still. So you can add about a 10 or 15K assignment fee. I don't do the math where it's like, hey, minus your repairs, minus your assignment fee, because those are subjective numbers. Everybody's repair values are going to come in differently. And who's to say how much your assignment fee is going to be versus somebody else's assignment fee? I think that's a ridiculous way to do this math. If you go about it the way that I'm showing you, I account for condition and I leave you about $10,000 to $15,000 in room to add on as an assignment fee. Now, why is that helpful? Well, it allows you to pay more than anybody else will be able to pay and still be able to create a deal for yourself. So that's why that makes sense. Here's our comp that I'd like to use. 885, but we've got to make some adjustments for it. So they did if you did about a 400 or 500 square foot addition, added a primary bed and bath, you could get to this 885, but we've got to take off about 10% for the market. So let's call it 800,000. Heidi, I think normally I tell you to go in at around 500 on this. Let's see what they're listed at. They're listed at 550. So I think, Heidi, if you go in and see the size of the lot. No lot size listed.
Oh, I thought I saw it.
Yeah, 75. Yeah, that's a good enough size lot to put an addition on. So, Heidi, I'd go in and offer these guys 480.
There we go. We're going to go back to batch leads. This one is in Missouri.
Okay.
The address is 5032. Oh, well, it just says 5032 Olive.
Guys, put full addresses in these, please. Move on to the next one. Sorry.
Alrighty. Next one is in New Jersey.
Okay.
So the address is 15-17 Durand Place in Irvington. Yep.
Okay. 3-bed, 3-bath, 12 square footer in Irvington, New Jersey. Off market. The Zestimate on it is $350,000. Built in 1910, so it's going to be a full gut, I would imagine, in terms of its remodel. Although it does look like it's in pretty damn good shape. I wouldn't be surprised if they did some work in this house in the 90s or the 2000s. You can see by this tile and this, kitchen that they did spend a little bit of money back in the 90s or 2000s. So maybe you don't have to completely redo all the plumbing and the electrical, but let's see what it's worth. 12 square feet, 1910 build. So the headache of New Jersey is they don't list a lot of these square footages here, if you can see this. So you're constantly, you might be passing over potentially, good comps because you don't know what size it is, Just one of the challenges of comping in New Jersey. At the multifamily, so that's not going to work for us.
Hey guys, I'm seeing a couple questions about how to enter your comp in. So if you just throw the address in the chat, we can grab it that way.
I love this one. Okay. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,400 square footer, sold in April. So we got to make some adjustments, but this gives us a good. Let's see what the year build was first before we get too ahead of ourselves. Make sure this was built in the early 1900s. 22. Good. So we also need to look at list price and sold price. So it was listed at 400 and sold at 400. So no emotional equity there, which is good, but we still got to take off 10%. So that takes us to 360. And then when you divide that by 1,400, that gets you to a $257 per square foot. And then you multiply that by 12, which is our square footage. It gets you to about 310,000. Now we saw a 370 already sold here from 2020. So I would go out on a limb and I would say that you at least are a 370, 380 on this. So I'm going to stick with the 370, 380, even though our adjustment down told us a little bit lower. Sadly, for New Jersey, they don't list enough square footages on these sold properties for us to have seen if there were anything that could have been a little higher. But what I am seeing is there's some sales in the 400s and mid 400s for substantially larger properties, which tells me that 375, 380 for an ARV on our subject here is actually pretty good. So let's stick with that. I'm going to call it a 380 ARV. And you probably want to pick that up at about 55% of that. So then you'd go 380 times 0.55, and that takes you to an offer price of about 210.
Awesome. I got the full address of the Missouri one. If we want to go back to batch, we can do that for him.
Sure. Thanks for completing that. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, 5032 Olive Street in Kansas City.
Here we go. 5032 Olive Street, Kansas City, Missouri. 1922 build, 2-bed, 1-bath, 782 square foot house. Sitting on 0.128 acres. 22 build. All right. Batch's value estimate is about 110,000. Let's see what we got.
Oh, Sheila sent us an angry face. Why are you mad, Sheila?
So we've got ooh, that's too new to use, so we can't use that. Not a lot.
The person that sent this said they have the property under contract for 17,500. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to look at what's listed on Zillow as actives because I think that's important for us to see. There's not a lot of sale activity over there. So let's see what's listed.
Dahlia asked, what is emotional equity? And Heidi answered that beautifully in the chat. Dahlia, if you want to check that out.
All right, cool. Depending on where you or how much of a remodel you've got to do on this property, I think you could potentially have an ARV of about 150 grand here. But I would also imagine it's going to be a really costly remodel just given the year build. But $17,000, I think it's a no-brainer situation. So I think that's a decent pickup. Good job.
Hey, Scott. So yeah, if you're watching on Facebook, the chat with all the people is over on Jamil's YouTube channel. If you want to come over here, you'll be able to access all of it. All right, you ready for the next one?
I am. And guys, remember to network with each other. Let people know where you're from and where you're doing business, and do deals with each other. Find friends, find people to squat up with in these virtual events that we do, like Straight Outta Compin, where you can possibly find a buyer or a dispo wholesaler, or maybe somebody's got a deal in a market that you have a buyer in. So make sure that you guys are connecting with each other and utilize this platform to help you do more deals. I'm ready when you are, Em.
All day. Okay. Flint, Michigan is next.
Okay.
1303 Root Street.
Spell root.
ROOT. Like a tree root. They said that this is a duplex.
Okay. 2-bed, 1-bath, 1686 square foot duplex that was purchased in 2021 for $20,000. Wow, you can get a lot in Flint for very little. It's listed as a single family, so I'm interested on how this one is a duplex. I only see the one entrance here as well, so it may not be a conforming duplex. So I would be careful, because it might not be zoned for a duplex, and so that would be an illegal use.
Oh, I see.
Too new to use that. Did we find out why Sheila's mad at us?
No, nothing yet.
Too new as well. Looking for something in the 1900s that I can use as a potential comp here. This will be too new as well, but let's just see when it was built. 2013. So a lot of these houses, they're just knocking them down and building up again because of the, just the age of this stuff. It's so old. These houses are so old over here. 2000. Well, let's see where a lot of trades are happening. Maybe that'll help us out with where you should be buying this. So in early 1900s is being bought in 2021 at 10,000. Looks like 11,000 is the going rate, even in 22. So I think that you should be picking this thing up. If you can get it, under 10, even better. But that's where I think you got to be at around 10K. That's where it looks like investors are picking up properties in this part of Flint. So, wow, you could take very little money and go be the king of Flint if you wanted to. It looks like. Can you imagine what you could do with $100,000 out there? Gosh, you'd be mayor.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not being disrespectful to Flint, by the way, guys. Just making jokes. So nobody send me a message telling me you hate me. Here's a 15,000 sale from August. So I think I'm right on the money. Anywhere between 10 and 15K is where you want to be buying these things at.
Cool. All right, Frederick. I got his comp, Jamil. So
yay.
We're going to Fort Worth, Texas now.
Okay. So we'll go over to batch. Thank you, Frederick, for going the extra mile and doing just that little bit more to make sure that you got help today. That's the kind of attitude that will get you far in life. So good job. What's the address, Em?
608 Colvin Street, Colvin.
6 what?
608 Colvin Street, Colvin. In Fort Worth, yep.
Okay. 608 Colvin Street, Fort Worth, Texas. 1939 build, 1394 square foot, 3-bed, 1-bath. Batch's value estimate on it is $206,000. Built in 1939. Here's a beautiful comp. But it did sell in May, and it sold dramatically above the list price, which is problematic. Again, we have to remove that emotional equity from the deal. So we go back to 220, and then we got to make an adjustment for the market. So take another 10% off. That takes us to about a 200 ARV. Then we're going to give it another additional 100 square feet in value because our subject is larger slightly. So let's just take that math. Let's take the 200,000 and divide that by 1288 square feet for our subject. Multiply, that gives us $155 a square foot. Okay, guys? We're going to take the $155 a square foot, and we're going to multiply that by 1394, which is the size of our subject. And that takes us to about a 220 ARV. 220 ARV. So where should you be offering on that? For a 39 build in Dallas, I'd say probably 60%. So if you're at 220, 60% of that, I'd be offering them $130K. Real quick, if you would wear a straight Outta Compin t-shirt or a hoodie, put a W in the chat and let us know, because we've been debating whether or not we should have some merch, and I think that would be fun. So if you guys would like to have a straight Outta Compin hat, hoodie, or t-shirt, let us know by putting a W in the chat, and we'll make some for you guys, because I think that would be fun.
That would be fun.
W's. Yeah. What's next?
San Antonio.
San Antonio. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, 3825 Sierra Birch. Sierra spelled Sierra. Lots of W's still coming. Looks like we're going to make some merch.
Yeah, that's fun. 3825 Sierra Birch, San Antonio, Texas. We've got a 3-bed, 3-bath, built in 2014, 2,044 square footer, active on the market of $346,000. Been listed since June 2022. If they still haven't lowered their price, there's not a lot of motivation with these people, I can tell you that. Batch's value estimate on it is about 357, so it seems to be listed very close to ARV. Again, guys, this is built in 2014, so the likelihood of this seller being motivated by a cash offer is going to be very low, okay? You may not get this seller on cash. You might need to buy this on terms. So maybe this is not a cash offer situation. Maybe this is a sub-2 situation. Just keep that stuff in mind, guys. Not everything is a cash deal. Here's a sale from September 2022 at $340. And it's 200 square feet bigger. And we're listed at $346. So that tells us we're high. Probably this thing needs to be somewhere closer to $310 or $320. But again, I don't think this is a cash offer situation. I think this is one of those ones you call them and you see if the agent is open to talking to their seller about buying this on terms. Now, what if you could go offer them, or what if they had a note on here, like a loan attached to this, that had a low interest rate. Maybe you pay them $10,000 or $20,000 to take over that loan, and now you got into this house for 10 or 20 grand, and look at that, you can rent it and cash flow it and take over ownership for a very little amount of money going in. That would be the play I do here, guys.
Laura said we should make some crew necks.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Some crew necks. I'm with it.
We're at the hour, Jamil.
She's so stylish, though. You know, if we should get all the merch ideas from her, because Laura, cool. Oh, she wants baby size too. Yes, we need Monday. We need a Straight Outta Compin Monday onesie. Corbin needs some gear. Heck yeah. Is PropStream comparable to batch leads? I think PropStream is, comparable to batch leads. I think batch leads is the preferred tool that I use. I don't want to say anything negative about anything, but batch leads is the best. Whoa, what happened?
I think you got a phone call. Guys, thank you for being so patient with us tonight.
Yeah, apologize for the few minutes that we had technical difficulties. Hopefully this computer now has the settings saved, but appreciate you guys. If you are not using batch leads already, you can use batchleads.io/Jamil. And then guys, next week, I think we're going to comp using Privy. Who wants to see us using Privy to comp? If you want to see us comp with Privy, put a W in the chat and we'll make sure that we do that next week. And if there's anything else, guys, that you guys are dealing with, if you have questions, if you've got comments, if you've got feedback that we could grow with to be constructive and help us, instead of putting an angry face in the comments, why not show us how we can help you? Tell us what we can do better. Again, nobody pays me to do this. Nobody pays, well, I pay Emily to do this, so she gets paid. But nobody pays me to do this, okay? I'm doing this because I love you guys, because I want to bring to you guys value so that you can grow and learn how to do this business. Now, a benefit of being in the astro flipping community, which is, again, in my opinion, the #1 community for wholesalers on the planet. The benefit of being an astro is you get to do this with me all the time. I do this for like 5-6 hours every Tuesday. I just got off a call with my astro community, spent the last 4 hours with them before we came on to Straight Outta Compin here. So if you have any desire to learn about astro flipping, there is a link in the chat. Would love to see you become a part of the community. People are getting a tremendous amount of value just doing deals with other astro family members. It's such a beautiful place to be. In addition to that, we will be on Wholesale Hotline Monday. That's tomorrow at 5 p.m. AZ time, 4 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. Eastern, I believe, right? 6 or 7 Eastern?
7.
7 Eastern. Have a good day, guys. Get out there. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if there's somebody special in your life right now, spouse, a child, somebody that's been showing up for you and helping you make it happen, give yourself and them a gift of gratitude and go give them a big kiss. Virginia, I'm not sure how you are confused, but happy to help you fix that confusion. If you would like to reach out, and happy to help you guys out. Until the next week, guys, we'll see you later.